Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Tyro's Year of Lupin playlist. I'm your host, Donald Wonder, and last time we actually covered the most popular movie, noteworthy thing in the Lupin franchise, The Castle of Cagliostro, and now I'm going to speak about the movie, well, I believe this movie was done directly after that, 1985's The Legend of the Gold of Babylon, which is kind of a tongue twister. Now, this movie, from this point on, we're going to get back into traditional Lupin. A lot of these movies are more closer to the feel from the series. They're a lot more slapstick, and you know, I was already prepared for a little bit of disappointment, as I mentioned on the last video. So, for the record, I'm a little bit iffy on this movie, but let me get to the point. The plot of this movie is Lupin is searching for the mysterious treasure of Babylon, and there's also some other villainous people that are looking for it as well. Basically, Lupin against, it's a pretty typical Lupin setup. And one of the things that's interesting about this movie is it's set in New York. And when it starts, Lupin's at a costume party. I think he's celebrating his birthday or something. And then Zetagata gets involved. Overall, it's a very simple plot, and I don't like to get into spoilers into these discussions in case you guys want to check it, and I don't want to ruin it for you. My feeling coming away from this movie is that it has a few missteps. First of all, the animation, again, coming from the Castle of Cagliostro, I expected, you know, not of a higher quality. This was the 80s. The animation level looks more like TV animation. Like, Fist of the North Star, the TV series, has a lot of very similarities with the level of design here. I was very disappointed with the animation. And I'm going to say I'm disappointed as well, because the first movie, even before Cagliostro, The Secret of Mamo, that looks a lot better than this. One of the things that I dislike the most about this movie is the character designs, the facial features. They look slanted. They look really off. And it's very loose. A lot of the animations, the chases is very, very unfluid. It just looks really cheap. And, you know, I understand that the 80s, the animation wasn't good, and it's not Hayao Miyazaki, which is fine. But again, I said before, I've seen better. Even some of the, it's like the TV series. Let's put it this way: if you've seen the Lupin TV series, this is just like a long movie version of that. And there's a couple of things with the animation that's interesting. There's one near the beginning of the movie. There's a chase between Lupin and Zetagata. They're having this motorcycle stunt race on this face modeled advertisement on a building. They go up and down. It's kind of cool, but the scene goes on too long. But again, and the animation again is noticeably not enjoyable. And actually, I'm gonna jump off this, but one of the most poignant scenes is near the end. Fujiko and Lupin are going through, they're falling through like this fountain continuously, and the way the water looks is really bad. It looks really off, and that scene also goes on too long. And overall, it's a very simple plot with Lupin, you know, and this guy. They're trying to get to the treasure first. Then Lupin finds the treasure, and this guy finds the treasure, and they lead to the Secret of Babylon, the Tower of Babylon, and even gets aliens involved. And you know, I was like, it's a bit out there. It was grounded at first, but then it got a bit out there. And some of the things are foreshadowed, like this old woman that's attracted to Lupin, that's always trying to have sex with him. You know how that's gonna end. It's kind of phoned in. My problem with the movie, more than anything else, to be honest with you, is the pacing. So much of the scenes are dragged out. This movie is what, 140 minutes? It's like over an hour. Like, it feels like 2 hours. This could have been cut. I would say cut in half, but that's being too harsh. This 40 minutes could have been cut off the movie. It would have been a lot tighter. It still would have been a bit but there was so many times where the padding just, I was just watching the movie, I just felt tired, and you know, I hate to keep going back to Cagliostro, but again, you know, when you see such tight execution, it doesn't have to be, you know, as sensible or as grounded or as great as that, but I just felt so many times this movie, I just was drifting away because the scenes were going on too long, too many chases, and the point, they just kept on missing the point by being in so many different places that they dragged the shit on for too long. So I was just kind of bored. The ending, the very end, I was kind of like, it was very fairy tale-ish, which I didn't really like, but overall, the movie is very meh. only die-hard Lupin fans should watch this. If I had to give this rating, I'd give it like a very low watchable, a very low okay. It's definitely one of the worst that I think I'm going to come across. And that's just, obviously I'm going to see more, so my opinion may vary over time. But looking at the lists on the review sites, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, My Enemy List, people do not look on this movie kindly as well. They say it's one of the worst ones. And again, coming off the Castle Cagliostro, seeing this movie as the next installment in the Lupin franchise, you kind of wish the animators, the production studio, took it a little bit more seriously. But apparently the director is known for doing very whimsical stuff. And actually that was another thing that really bothered me. Lupin, in this movie, he's very much like Roadrunner. He's so goofy to a cartoonish extent that his character is just kind of annoying. Like I will wrap this up and say there's a point where there's a stick of dynamite coming towards him and he just holds up a stick that says go the other way and the dynamite just goes the other way. It's the kind of Looney Tunes cartoon shit. I'm like, okay, now you've just gone straight over the super goofy Lupin side. And it's still watchable on a base level, but I already know there's better coming. Of course, we've seen better in the past, and you know, I know there's better ahead. So, you know, guys, if you've seen this movie, let me know what you think. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. I know I'm harsh. I'm seeing it from the perspective of someone in 2016. So, you know, what can I say? But it is what it is. It's my opinion. And if you don't like it, let me know. I want to hear about it. But anyway, guys, we're going to continue the Year of Lupin on our next movie, which I believe is The Fuma Conspiracy, 1987's. Let's see how that goes. And again, guys, I want to say thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you want more content. And until the next one, take care. Peace out.